Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 14-kitobi Test 1, Passage 3 haqida gaplashamiz va bundan asosiy maqsad o'zingiz bilganingizdek savollarni o'qish, javoblarni topish, keywordlarni aniqlash va bu keywordlarni sizga tarjimasini berish va shu orqali sizning vocabulary lug'at boyligingizni oshirish hisoblanadi. Va bu qismni o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, birinchi navbatda biz qiladigan ish bu berilgan so'zlarni, kerakli so'zlarni birinchi navbatda paragraf nima haqida ekanligini, passage nima haqida ekanligini aniqlab olish hisoblanadi va bu qismda o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek why company should welcome disorder, nimaga kompaniyalar disorder ya'ni xaosni, ya'ni betartiblikni welcome qilish kerak, ya'ni ularni qabul qilib kutib olish kerak degan mazmundagi savolga javob berishga harakat qilar ekanmiz. Va ko'ring, o'zingizda o'ylaganingizdek birinchi navbatda biz savol turlariga qarab chiqamiz va bu qismda savol turlarimiz matching headings, ya'ni berilgan headinglarni to'ldirib chiqish, undan keyin esa bilmadim. Filling summary, true false degan savollari o'zingiz bilganingizdek birinchi navbatda matching heading bilan boshlaymiz va true matching heading bilan boshlaganimizda birinchi navbatda siz qilishingiz mumkin bo'lmagan ish list of headings, ya'ni list of hedingslarni o'qib chiqish hisoblanadi. Bu ishni qilishingiz mumkin emas va bunga asosiy sabablardan biri bu agar headinglarni o'qisangiz, u yerda 9 ta heading bor, savollarimiz 2 ta, 4 ta, 6 ta, 8 ta, ba'zi vaqtlarda 6 ta, 7 ta bo'lib qoladi va sizda 2 ta, 3 ta, 4 ta keraksiz headinglar bo'ladi va 2 ta, 3 ta keraksiz headinglarni o'qish sizning miyangizda keraksiz informatsiya bilan to'ldirish, keraksiz garbage bilan to'ldirish hisoblanadi. Shuning uchun ham siz ularni o'qimasligingiz, iloji boricha tashlab ketishingiz, e'tibordan chetda qoldirishingiz kerak bo'ladi va bu qismda o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek birinchi navbatda kerak bo'lgan ish bu paragraflarni alohida o'qib chiqish va ularni javoblarini topishga harakat qilishdir. Paragraflarni o'qiganda birinchi ikkita gapga, oxirgi ikkita gapga e'tibor berish kerak degan gapni oldin aytgandik va bunga asosiy sabab headinglarda javoblar asosiy topic sentence'ni olishi, topic sentence boshida keladi yoki oxirida keladi summary sifatida. Shuning uchun ham boshi va oxiriga asosan e'tiborni qaratish, lekin umuman olganda butun paragrafni skem qilib chiqish kerak bo'ladi va ma'nosini tushunib olish kerak bo'ladi. Organization is big business, whether it's of our lives, all these inboxes, calendars, how can it be our structures, helps to meet this need. We have more strategies for time management, project management, self-organization. At any time, other time in human history, we're told that we have to organize company, our life, organize. Organization is keyword here. Management, organization, our life, work day, even sleep as means of becoming more productive. Every week, countless seminars and workshops take place around the world to tell paying public that they ought to structure their lives in order to achieve this. This rhetoric has also crept into the thinking of business leaders and entrepreneurs. This rhetoric in a business organization, much to the delight of self-proclaimed perfectionists with the need to get everything right. The number of business schools and graduates has massively increased over the past 50 years, essentially teaching people how to organize well. Demak, bu qismda organization haqida, organize qilish haqida umumiy ma'lumotlar berilgan va bu haqida ma'lumotni hozir topishga harakat qilamiz. Keling, birinchi navbatda complaints about impact. Complaint haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Fundamental beliefs are incorrect ma'lumot yo'q. Early recommendation ma'lumot yo'q. Organizations that put a new approach into practice, new approach yo'q. Companies that have suffered from changing suffer yo'q. What people are increasingly expected to do. Here what people are increasingly expected to do. Bu qismda bor. We are told we ought to organize our life, company, week, like whatever it is. This is the answer, possible answer. Demak, qismda altini yozib qo'yishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Keyingi savolga o'tishimiz kerak. Xo'p, lekin bu qismda aytib o'tishim kerakki, agar sizda 2 ta 3 ta vibr bo'ladigan bo'lsa, variant bo'ladigan bo'lsa, ularni bemalol yozishingiz mumkin. Matching headingni 3 tagacha sizda optionlarni yozishingiz kerak bo'ladi. Agar sizda shunaqa optionlar bo'ladigan bo'lsa, masalan, menda faqat 6 bo'ldi, shuning uchun ham faqat 6 ni yozdim. Lekin faqat sizda masalan tasavvur qiling, sizda 2 bo'lishi mumkin, 6 bo'lishi mumkin, 9 bo'lishi mumkin. Lekin hammasini yozishingiz kerak, chunki tasavvur qiling, 2, 6, 9 dedingiz, lekin 2 yaxshiroq ko'rinyapti dedingiz, 2 ni yozib qo'ydingiz. Lekin javob 6. Section G da javob 2. Demak, siz 6 ni yozib qo'yganingizdan keyin to'xta, o'zi 2 ni yozib qo'yganingizdan keyin to'xta, o'zi 2 ni yozib bo'ldim-ku. Section G ga 2 yozib qo'yganim uchun 6 ni olishim kerak. 6 qoldi o'zi menda javob deysiz, 6 ni olasiz, 2 ta xato bo'ladi. Agar siz Section A da ham 6 ni, ham 2 ni, ham 9 ni yozgan bo'lganingiz edi. Section G ga borasiz, to'xta, men bu Section G da mana shu 6 to'g'ri, yaxshiroq to'g'ri kelar ekan yoki 2 yaxshiroq to'g'ri kelar ekan desa, A dan shuni o'chirib tashlaysizda, G ga qo'shirib qo'yasiz o'sha A dan, A dagi 2 dan. O'sha orqali siz o'sha section 8 ga o'zingizni gumonlaringizdan qutulasiz. Bu less risky strategy, ya'ni uncha riskovniy strategiya emas, yaxshiroq strategiya, saferoq strategiya. Bu orqali hech bo'lmasa bitta xato qilasiz. Agar xato qiladigan bo'lsangiz, ikkita xato qilmaysiz. Ko'pincha chunki bolalar bitta variantni belgilab olishadi, bitta variantga confirmation bias deb oldindan aytib ketgan oldingi videolarda. Bitta variantga yopishib qolishadi, undan keyin xato qilib o'tirishadi. Chunki masalan section A ni 6 olib qo'ydingizmi, masalan 6 xatodir. Section G 6dir. 6 olib qo'ydingizmi? Demak, bo'ldi. Section A ga ishlatib bo'ldim, bo'ldi. Men section G ga uni ishlatib olmayman deysizda, section G ga boshqa variant olib ikkita xato bo'ladi birdaniga. Xo'p, shu gap aytmoqchi edim. Ironically, however, the number of businesses that fail has also steadily increased. Work-related stress increased. A large proportion of workers from all demographics claim to be dissatisfied with the way their work is structured and why they're managed. This begs the question, what has gone wrong? Why is it that on paper the drive for organization seems a sure shot for increasing productivity, but in reality falls well short of what is expected? Demak, o'qishda o'z ko'rganingizek, ironichески, bunga ironichno, I don't know how it's in Russian. Qisqasi, shuncha harakatimizga qaramasdan bizneslar qulab ketdi. Hamma stress kuchaygan, hamma o'zidan norozi, ishlashidan norozi. Nimaga? Nima muammo? Nima problema? Shunchalik qog'ozda yaxshi ko'rgan ideya, lekin reallikda ishlamayapti. Nima muammo? Ko'rib chiqasiz. Complaint about the impact of certain approach ma'lumoti yo'q. Certain approach degan ma'lumot yo'q. Fundamental beliefs that are in fact incorrect. No, I don't think so. Other recommendations, I don't see. New approach, I don't see. Suffer, I don't see. How to achieve outcomes are currently impossible. How to achieve currently impossible haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Neither approach guarantees continuous improvement. Ma'lumot yo'q. Evidence that a certain approach can have more advantage than advantage. Ma'lumot yo'q. Xo'p, demak bu qismda bir bo'lar ekan. Demak, complaint about the impact of certain approach. Yoki fundamental maybe. Try for organizations to share shit. But then it was shut up. Was to say. Demak, bu qismda complaint degan haqida ma'lumot yo'q, lekin complaint yozib qo'yaman. Demak, complaintda bitta javob topdim. Work related stress increase bitta bor. Claim to be dissatisfied. Faqat shuni oldim, complaint deb. Lekin chiqarib tashlash ehtimoli juda ham katta keyin. Shuni ham bir olib qo'yaman. Sizga tushuntirdim chunki ikkita uchta variant olinglar dedim. Agar ikkita uchta variant olinglar deb men o'zim o'sha qismni qilmasam, sen qanaqa odamsan? You piece of shit deysizlar, o'sha uchun ham men o'zimga oldim. Anoni ham olaman, ikkini ham olaman chunki fundamental beliefs, chunki fundamental biz ishonamiz, shunaqa ishlasak, shunaqa qilsak zo'r bo'lib ketadi, lekin bizneslar qulayapti, stress juda ham katta, odamlar hayotidan rozi emas. Shuning uchun ham bu qismni 1-2 qilib oldik. Uchinda topmadim, bu qismda hech qanaqa topmadim. Shuning uchun ham 1-2 oldik. Va shu variantni chekka bo'ladi bu. Shu variantni shu, lekin ko'ramiz. Come on. Ko'ramiz buni. Siga o'tamiz, rangni o'zgartirib. Okay. Xo'p, keyingisiga o'tamiz. This has been a problem for a while now. Friedrich was one of the four heads of the scientific management. Writing in the first half of the designed a number of principles to improve efficiency of the workplace, which have since become widespread in modern companies. This approach has been around for a while. Demak, bu qismda C paragrafda tushuntiryapti. Shu odam 20-asrda boshlagan, shunaqa prinsiplarni qilgan, for a while, anchadan beri bor. Bu approach degan ma'lumot bor. Demak, bir optashitik, e'tibor bering, masalan, o'zingiz tanlagan variantlarni tekst ma'mulan vibrlardan chiqarib tashlashga harakat qiling. Bu sizni miyangizni congested, bunaqa to'lib qolmasligidan himoya qiladi. Chunki masalan 6-variantda o'qidim o'zi, 6-variantni oldim, chiqib ketdi. 6-variant menga o'qish nevigidna. Masalan, 6-variantni chizib qo'ymagan bo'lsam, mana qilib ravishda ustiga chizmagan bo'lsam, 6-variantni yana bir marta o'qiyman. Chunki masalan, birni, ikkini o'qib boshladim, lekin u variantlarni olgan bo'lishimga qaramasdan, shuning uchun ham olgan bo'lishimga qaramasdan, shuning uchun ham birorta variantni oldingizmi, bu variantni ustiga chizib qo'ying. Chunki bu variantni qaytadan o'qimasligingiz kerak. Qaytadan o'qib, energiyangizni brain powerga ketkazib yoki brain power emas, endi bu qismda vaqtingizni ketkazmasligingiz kerak, chunki 1 soatda yetarli vaqt emas. Shuning uchun ham bu qismda belgilagan olgan variantingizni o'chirib tashlang. Shu sizlarga bitta key. Early recommendations bormi? Oldingi rekomendatsiyalar bor. New approach yo'q, suffer yo'q, achieve yo'q. No, neither approach, no, evidence that certain approach have more, no. Demak, bu qismda early recommendations, oldingi rekomendatsiyalar, ya'ni ana bo'lmagan, yangi bo'lmagan rekomendatsiyalar bu keyword boshida so approach has been around for a while, anchadan beri bor edi degan keywordga qaraysiz, o'shani belgilaysiz. O'shuning uchun ham bu 3 bo'ladi. Keyingisiga o'tamiz. New research suggests that the obsession with efficiency is misguided. Demak, efficiency bilan bu obsess bo'lish misguided. The problem is not necessarily the management theories or strategy we use to organize our work, but it's the basic assumptions that we hold in approaching how we work. Here's the assumption that the order is a necessary condition for productivity. Order is bu demak tartib produktiv bo'lish uchun shart, majburiy, zaruriy condition, ya'ni holat degan assumption bor ekan, bizda dagatka bor ekan, предубеждение bor ekan, lekin bu xato ekan. Essentially also fosters the idea that disorder must be detrimental organizational productivity. The result is that business people spend time, money organizing themselves for the sake of organizing, rather than actually looking at the goal and useful not of such effort. Demak, bunda o'z ko'rganingizlik order bilan obsess bo'lganimizdan keyin order yo'q qolgandan keyin disorder, ya'ni betartiblikni yomon deb o'ylay boshladik va buning natijasi odamlar o'zini organizatsiya qilishga, faqatgina organizatsiya qilish uchun, balki oxirgi goal emas, oxirgi maqsadni ko'rib emas yoki bu nima o'zi foyda keltiradimi yo'qmi o'shani ko'rib emas, balki prosta organizatsiya qilish for the sake of organizing, raji organizatsiya qilib qolishga ana bo'lib qoldi, işte obsession bo'lib qoldi. O'shani ma'lumotni topish kerak. New approach yo'q, suffer from changing their approach yo'q. How to achieve outcomes? No. Demak, o'zimda neither approach can guarantee continuous improvement maybe. Let's. Now research suggests that this obsession with efficiency is misguided. Demak, noto'g'ri o'ylangan. The problem is not necessarily the management theories. Bu problema management teoriyalarida emas, balki bu bizani umumiy fikrimizda. Demak, bu qismda o'z aytganidek, hech qanaqa approach, hech qanaqa urinish davomiy improvement olib kelmaydi degan joyini olishimiz mumkin. Shunga ketdi. Undan tashqari evidence disadvantage yo'q bu qismda. Currently impossible yo'q, suffer yo'q, new approach yo'q. Maybe complaint bo'lishi mumkin. Complaint ham yo'qda. Complaint yo'qdi. Bo'ldi, 8 oldik hozircha. Xato bo'lsa xato bo'lar. Demak, 8 ni ham o'chirib qo'yaman. Rangni ham o'zgartiramiz. Qizilroq, qizg'ishroq rang olamiz. I said red. Ko'raylik nima bo'lar ekan. Xo'p, i'ga o'tamiz endi. What's more, recent studies shows that order actually has diminishing returns. Demak, o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek order diminishing returns. Demak, tartibni diminishing return order does increase productivity to a certain extent, but eventually usefulness of the process of organization and the benefit it yields reduce until the point where any further increase in order reduces productivity. But eventually the usefulness of the process of organization, the benefits it yields reduce until the point. Eventually, the usefulness of the process of organization and reduce until the point where any further increase or reduced in productivity. Some argue in business, if the cost of formally structuring something outweighs the benefit of doing it, then thing ought not to be formally structured. Instead, the resources should involve can be better used elsewhere. Demak, bu qismda o'z ko'rganingizdek, agar ba'zi bir qismdan keyin bu usefulness yo'qoladi, plus disadvantage ko'payib ketadi. New approach yo'q, suffer from changing yo'q. No. Let's do a good one. I don't know. It's interesting. Demak, 9 bu. Can have, demak bu qismda certain approach bu order ba'zi vaqtlarda more disadvantage olib kelishi mumkin, advantage dan ko'ra degan ma'lumotni ko'rishimiz mumkin. Bu qismda masalan reduce productivity degan ma'lumotlar bor, qisqasi certain extent degan ma'lumotlar bor. Shuning uchun ham 9 oldim. Keyingisiga o'tib ketamiz. FGH. In fact, research shows that when innovating, the best approach is to create an environment devoid of structure. Best approach, create an environment devoid of structure, hierarchy, enable everyone involved to engage as one organic group. This environment can lead to new solutions. You under conventionally structured environments filled with bottlenecks in terms of information flow. How to achieve outcomes that are currently impossible. Demak, qismda currently impossible manbalar never be reached. Never be reached degani impossible ni sinonimlari ekan bu qismda endi. Manbalar information flow, power structurelar hozir impossible deb keltirishyapti. Shuning uchun ham 7 ni olamiz. Okay. I think it's not useful for you guys. Foydali bo'lmayapti bu content menimcha. Yana bilmadim. Soat 6:30 da ertalab 6:30 nima 6:30 da qanaqa narsa bo'lishi mumkin edi. Guys, sorry if it's wrong. If it's not good. So next one. In recent times, companies have slowly started to embrace this disorganization. Many of them embrace in terms of perception, in terms of process. For example, Oticon, in similar fashion, former chairman of General Electric, Google, demek bu qismda kompaniyalar. And organizations that put new approach into practice. Organization demek organizatsiyalar berilgan, shuning uchun ham 4 ni olishimiz kerak bo'ladi. 4 oldik. Demak, bu qismda faqatgina scan qildim, chunki kerak emas informatsiyalar, ma'lumotlar. To'xta, okay, fine. Endi bu qismda companies have suffered from a word of warning. Evidence so far suggests disorder, much like order, has also seemed to have diminishing utility, detrimental effect on performance if overused. Like order, disorder should be embraced only for its useful. We should not fear it nor venerate it. Also shows that we should continually question whether or not these assumptions work. Demak, qismda o'z ko'rganingizdek neither approach guarantees continuous improvement 8 to'g'ri kelar ekan, mana bunga 8 to'g'ri kelar ekan, ko'proq to'g'ri kelar ekan. Hga. Companies that have suffered from changing their approach umuman yo'q. Mana bu dida olgan 8imizni o'zgartirishga majbur bo'lamiz hozir. Misguided. Incorrect mana, incorrect. Demak, 2 ni olishimiz mumkin ekan mana bu dida. 2 ni olishimiz mumkin ekan. Incorrect misguided ni sinonimi bo'ladi bu qismda. Plus shuning natijasida mana bu 2 bo'lmaydi, mana bu 1 bo'lar ekan. Section 1. Section 1 1 bo'lar ekan aslida. O'chirib tashlaymiz mana qilib. Come on. Delete maybe? How do you delete it? I just put it somewhere else. Demak, 2 ni o'chirib tashlaymiz. 1 qoladi shunda. O'z ko'rganingizdek mana 8 o'chirib tashlaymiz, 1 qoladi. O'shanaqa qilib, masalan, baraka topkurlar, shunaqa qilib ana variantlarni olib tashlash mumkin. Shunaqa qilib, masalan, agar ikkita variant qo'ymaganimda, hozir xato qilishim ehtimoli katta bo'lardi. O'zingizni fikrlaringizni o'zgartirishni o'ylang. Masalan, tasavvur qildim, deydi masalan, 8 bo'lish ehtimoli katta dedim. Chunki ko'rgandim, chunki advantagelari, disadvantagelari bor, detrimental degan gap bor. Lekin u yerda ikkalasiga ham yopishib qolma, unaqa qilma degan gap bor. Shuning uchun ham continuous approach 7 ni oldim. Plus 2 ni olganimga sabab misguided bilan incorrect ni sinonimligini topdim. Shuning uchun ham shunaqa holatda javoblarni tugatdik. Hammaga bu qism foydali bo'ldi degan umiddaman. Agar umid foydali bo'lmagan bo'lsa, yozib yuboringlar. Bo'lmadi, g'alati qilding, o'zgartir, boshqacha qilding. Men tushuntirishga, boshqacha qilishga harakat qilaman. Shu bilan keyin biz hozir boshqasiga o'tib ketamiz. Xo'p, demak, bu qismda one word only, filling gaps. Numerous training sessions are aimed at people who feel they are not enough. They're not something enough. They are not adjective enough. Training sessionlarni eparaverda ko'rgandik. Mana business leaders and much of the delight. Mana seminars, workshops take place around the world to tell people being their own structure their lives in order to achieve this. Becoming more productive. As it means to becoming productive. Productive bo'lish uchun. Productive o'zini productive hisoblaydigan odamlarga qilishyapti buni. Productive enough. Productive enough. Keyingi savolga o'tamiz. Being organized appeals to people who regard themselves as. Being organized appeals to people who regard themselves as. Demak, qismda bordi bu perfectionist bo'yicha. Delight. Much of the delight of self need to get everything right. Demak, perfectionists. Many people feel with aspects of their work dissatisfied. Feel dissatisfied with aspects of their work. Dissatisfied. Eng yaxshi tomoni, agar eslab qola olsangiz, hamma tekstdagi hamma ma'lumotlarni yana bir marta aytaman, tekstdagi hamma ma'lumotlarni eslab qoladigan bo'lsangiz, eng yaxshi tomoni buni anaqa qilish shart. Bunaqa qaytadan o'qish shart emas. Masalan, men eslayman, chunki xotirim yaxshi, eslab qolganman nima ma'lumotlar borligini. Chunki I don't know, I've tried a lot. Bu qismda masalan ko'pchilik scan qiladi, lekin bitta o'qib olish yaxshi tomoni, tekstni o'qib, butunlay o'qib olish yaxshi tomoni. Bunda siz yutasiz, chunki masalan siz faqatgina anaqa qilmaysizda, faqatgina buni o'rganmaysizda, faqatgina tekstni o'qib javoblarni topmaysiz, balki siz o'zingiz uchun ma'lumot olasiz. Masalan, men o'zim uchun management organizatsiya haqida ma'lumot oldim bu tekstda. Yangi narsalar o'rgandim. Masalan, shunaqa o'rganishingiz mumkin. Bu writingingizga, speakingizga yordam berishi mumkin. Shuning uchun ham mana o'sha agar siz endi boshlayotgan bo'lsangiz reading qilishni yoki readingda bo'yicha vaqtingiz ko'p bo'ladigan bo'lsa, meni maslahatim anaqa qilish kerak. Nima qilish kerak? Ko'proq qilish kerak, ko'proq ishlash kerak. Tekstni o'qish kerak. Shu maslahatim edi. Dissatisfiedni ko'rdik. Keyingisi 38-40 gacha true false keyin savollarga javoblarni topishga harakat qilamiz. Both businesses and people aim at order without really considering its value. To'g'ri, true. Mana bu yozib qo'yibdi. The result is that businesses and people spend time and money organizing themselves for the sake of organizing rather than actually looking at the goal and usefulness. Foydalimi, yo'qmi qarab o'tirmaydi, bosadi. Unaqa qilishimiz kerak, bunaqa qilishimiz kerak, zo'r bo'lish kerak, tartib bo'lish kerak, bunaqa qilish kerak. Voy, baraka topib ishlamayapti-ku. Hech narsa ishlamayapti-ku. Qarash kerak. Innovation is the most successful if people involved have distinct roles. Innovation is the most successful if people have distinct roles. Demak, distinct role haqida ma'lumot bormi? In fact, research shows that when innovating, best approach is to create an environment devoid of structure, hierarchy, enable everyone involved to engage as one organic group. Environment can lead to new solutions. Under power structures, rules and routines. O'zgarganlik bu false bo'ladi. Chunki innovation qachon foydali bo'ladi? Bu qachon odamlarda aniq hierarxik tuzilma yo'qda, odamlar bunaqa fluid bo'lib ketgan, organik fluid bo'lib ketgan, shuning uchun ham false deb oldik. Google was inspired to adopt flexibility such as by success with General Electric. General Electric ko'rganda wow deb o'rganda Google olgan. Yo'q, buni unutgan. Bunaqa ma'lumot yo'q bu qismda. Shuni scan qilib bilishingiz mumkin. Plus mana bunaqa inspire degan bu test topish oson, mana inspire degan so'zni. Qaraysiz, yo'q bu narsa, bor edi, qanaqa gapirasiz, nima deyapsiz deysiz, xato qilib yuborasiz. Shu bilan bu qismda savollarga javob berib bo'ldik. Qiyin bo'lmadi degan umidaman. Hammaga analiz tushunarli bo'ldi degan umidaman. Hammaga rahmat. Videoni ko'rganlaringiz uchun kommentlarda qoldiringlar agar muammo bo'lgan bo'lsa, bu muammolarni hal qilishga harakat qilamiz va vaqtlaringizga rozi bo'lasiz, sizni keyingi darslarda kutib qolamiz.